Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to easily add a game path to your favorites section inside of the RetroArch emulator. If you're new to RetroArch, it definitely has a bit of a learning curve. It's a bit of a clunky emulator to get used to, but it's very powerful once you do get used to it. Lots of features, lots of customization options. But since it is a little bit hard to navigate when you're first learning it, and since this is something in particular that took me a while to figure out myself, I figured I would make a simple tutorial on how to add a path of your games to favorites inside of RetroArch. So if I go ahead and I open RetroArch here, and then I go to my favorites, you can see I have a game here. It's a path to my Majora's Mask ROM. But when you first come in here, there's not really like an obvious way to add a game. You'd think there'd just be like a little button to like add game path or something like that, but there's not. And it took me a little while to figure out. So let's say you have, this is assuming that you have your ROM in a location on your computer, and this is also assuming that you have the core needed to play the game. So if it's like an N64 game, you'll have the core for the N64. This is assuming that you're able to launch the game when you go to File and when you go to load content, or if you go to main menu and load content that way, that you're able to launch it. This is just a tutorial on how to add the game path to your favorites. So the game I'm going to be adding is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I have a ROM for it, and so this is how you are going to want to do it. So on the RetroArch main menu, when you first open it up, what you're actually going to want to do is go to main menu and then show desktop menu. So this will open up the more desktop oriented interface. So you should see it gives you a little bit of an info dialog box here, so you can just click OK. And then you can see in my history here, I have Majora's Mask, which is what I added to my favorites, but then I also have, it actually goes to, this is the path that has my Ocarina of Time ROM, but I don't want it to be like that. I just want it to be able to sit in my favorites just like this. So what you want to do, once you have this desktop interface open, under favorites, right click somewhere in the white space and click add entry. Make sure that you don't do file or folder, just add entry. And now you can name it whatever you want. So I'm going to name it The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Alright, and now under path, we need to make sure that you select the ROM, make sure it is the exact ROM file. This will work for any type of game, by the way. You just have to make sure that the path is correct. So in this case, it's an N64 game. So go ahead, click these three dots, and it'll open up your file browser. And what we need to do is go ahead and locate the ROM that you have for the game. So I have my ROMs folder over here. I will go and I will select the game I'm looking for. So in this case, it is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Go ahead, open that up, and here is the Z64 file, the ROM file that I have right here. Go ahead, make sure that you have it selected, and click Open. And then under core, you can have it ask you which core to use, but I want it to just use the single N64 core that I have installed on here, which is the Mupen 64 plus Next core. But of course, if you want it to have it ask you every time, if you want to use different ones, that's fine. But I want it to use this core every time. Database, that you don't really need that if you want, but if you want, you can select the correct one, in which case N64, which is just for thumbnails. Not really necessary, but you might as well. Extensions, you can ignore that. Go ahead and click OK. And now we have our game added to our favorites. So no longer do you have to go and select it manually from your File Explorer every single time. It will simply show up in favorites. So we'll go ahead, close it, and I will go ahead and I will exit RetroArch, and then I will reopen it. And then if we go to our favorites, you can see it is right here. And what I like about doing it this way is that you can add the entry exactly how you want. You can name it whatever you want. So even if you had like two different ROMs, you could add different ones and have the settings however you want. And just to verify that it works, we will go ahead and we will run it. And we will verify that the game is functional and playable. And that is about all there is to it. So that is how you add a favorite to your RetroArch emulator. Hopefully this helped you. Throw a like on the video if it did. Leave a comment down below, and you have a fantastic day. See you later.